And now I keep making these videos where I get angry because I am angry. And maybe I shouldn't, make videos when I'm pissed off at the way people like me are treated in the world. So I reached out for the news company for the third time. And I tried to get them to see this as a broader problem, that it's not just one person. That the whole spectrum of disabled people are having trouble getting access to services. I don't know if they're going to help the third time or not. But like I said, with my previous landlord, they didn't do nothing there either. I don't think they're going to help. I try to explain to them, look at this as a community-wide problem, a statewide problem. That all these programs are favoring being 60 and shutting out the mentally disabled. That is clearly discrimination. Like I said, well, your tone's a little rude. I said, man, I'm not trying to have a rude tone. I'm just frustrated with this. Where are my rights? Where's my fair treatment under the law? A citizen has never shoplifted, never done drugs, never drank, never done anything wrong. But yet I'm being exiled, and people like me are being exiled from resources because it's easier to give resources to the elderly, and the hell with anybody who's disabled. We didn't ask to be born this way. The elderly, the baby boomers and stuff, they chose not to save for their retirement. They chose that. They chose not to set up for old age. That's their fault. I didn't choose to be handicapped. And along with a bunch of other people like me didn't choose it. I mean, it's one thing if somebody doesn't pay their bills, or if they break the law and go to jail. It's another thing if somebody makes bad choices. That's on them. Nobody wants to support a drug addict or a criminal. And I get some elderly people made bad decisions. But why does everything in this friggin' state, as far as income-based resources, only focus on their needs? I'm pretty sure there's other people like me that need housing, that need food assistance, and they need a lot of things. But the system, the whole friggin' state, wants to favor them only. I mean, granted, mainly most of them run the state. I think the current governor is like 70. I mean, they run the country, these geriatric bastards. I don't think the news company's going to help. They didn't help the first 3 times. Even though Scarlett can see the future and tell me I'm not going to do without. Tell me I'm going to get an extension. Tell me that the roommate thing is going to happen. But I still feel angry over this because it doesn't just affect me. It affects anybody that only gets $1,000 a month. Anybody that's under 60 that only gets $1,000 a month. This place going elderly only just limits your housing resources. We have got enough elderly only buildings in this goddamn state. We have got enough senior geriatric programs in this state as it is. This state has too much focus on the ancient ones and not enough focus on people like me who've never broken a law, who've never done anything wrong, but I get discriminated against because I have schizophrenia. Something I didn't ask for, something, being born premature gave me. I know Scarlett tells me it's going to work out. But it's not just me I'm thinking of as being screwed over by these changes. I'm not the only one. There are others. Others that deserve the right to have somewhere warm to sleep in the winter. Somewhere to cool off in the summer. I mean, I can't speak for other people not paying their rent. I can't speak for other people not, shoplifting at Walmart. I can't speak for that. All I can speak for is me. But I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person with mental illness that's not a complete degenerate. There's got to be other people in this state who are just like me, who are under 60, who need resources, and are being denied because we're not seniors. I meant when I said, with all honesty, Whoever makes these policies tell everything to be so senior-centric, I hope the devil comes and gets your ass. I hope the devil comes and gets your sorry ass, drag you straight to hell. I mean, you're probably a senior yourself. You're probably 80, 90 years old. You probably ain't got much time left anyway. I hope the devil comes and gets your son of a bitch and ass. And whoever replaces you is a fair and decent human being. And they would say, they keep saying, white privilege. I'm fucking white. Look at me. I'm white, and I'm getting unhoused because of my disability. It is not white goddamn privilege. I wish you son of bitches would get that right. It is rich fucking goddamn privilege. These elderly people that are moving here, they're driving goddamn Mercedeses, Lexuses, whatever the hell those other damn shitty-ass luxury car brands are called. That's who's moving in here. Excuse me, if you could afford one of those goddamn vehicles, you got no business being in government fucking housing to begin with. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of Kias out there in the parking lot, too. There's a lot of Kias and Hondas or Hyundais or whatever the hell they're called. Yeah, there's some Japanese cars out there, too. There's also a couple of big old diesel trucks out there. Friggin' dually diesel trucks are owned by people that are living in this building. And they look pretty much very new, these diesel trucks. One guy has a diesel truck. He don't have any legs. He uses it to haul his wheelchairs around. I get they're not going to kick him out because he's physically disabled, not mentally. My great-grandfather served in World War II. He got a Purple Heart. He got shot in the head. He's dead now. But he fought for everyone. He didn't just fight for me or skin color or whatever. But yet the system wants to act like I and people like me don't have the right to have basic human needs. I swear, whoever allows these conversions to happen, I mean it. I hope you go and rot in hell. I hope your discriminatorial, unjustified behavior sends you straight to hell. I hope the devil comes and gets you soon. And whoever replaces you as a decent human being that believes that the only way you should, the only kind of way you should be evicted is if you don't pay your rent or you don't take care of the property. I do the best I can. I clean it the best I can. I pay my rent every month. And somebody's allowing these policies to be changed. But it doesn't just affect me. It affects everyone who's currently looking for housing that is on a fixed income that's not elderly. But I guess that's what you get when the elderly run the world. Well, it's kind of funny. Trump said he wants to make America great. It doesn't look that great from my perspective. Someone on a fixed income that stays overdraft on the bank just to have food in the house. Doesn't look great to me. Looks, I don't know how it looks because I can't speak for other people's quality of life. All I know is there's a lot of people that have money to keep going to Disney World and Vegas and, all these other, places because they have money to go there. I don't have money to hardly keep myself fed. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that's disabled. Correction, mentally disabled, that's getting shafted like this. Scarlett says it'll all work out, that I'll find a like-minded individual to split a place with. I hope and pray she's telling the truth. I mean, she's never lied to me in 45 years. But the fact that I'm so angry of how many people this affects. And the media doesn't want to care because they want to focus on what politician got caught with a hooker today. There used to be a time when the local news cared about their community. Used to be when you could go to, Channel 4, Channel 7, Channel 13, whatever the other channels are we have here, Fox, and bring them an issue that affects the community. It affects the state they live in, the state they operate in, the state their FCC license exists in. They used to care about their communities. Now they care about which rich person got busted for drugs, rich person got busted with a hooker, who's in the idiot files. Let's just be honest. We all know Donald Trump at one point used prostitutes in between his marriages or whatever. Like I said, the only difference between him and Bill Gates and all these other guys that get caught with hookers is he did it when he wasn't married. He still did it. He still funded prostitution. I mean, the woman he married used to be a new model or something. Not saying nothing against his wife, but I'm just saying that. I'm not saying he's a saint. Nobody is. None of us are. None of us are perfect. None of us are perfect. But some people try to act like they are. And Trump, if you really want to make America great, make it great for everyone. Not just the people with a paycheck and tax bills. Not just, oh, we're going to do this to help families. Or we're just going to do this to help the elderly. Oh, we're going to cut the income tax out for the elderly. Or we're going to do this to help families get groceries. What about people like me, Trump? What are you doing to help me? What are you or Washington doing to help people like me? From my standpoint, you're not doing anything. I've called your butt several times. I've called Senator Scott several times. I've called news channels. I would call CNN, but they're too busy worried about who got caught with a hooker too. It's kind of funny. YouTube keeps advertising hookers to me. That's all these dating sites are, is prostitution rings. I don't want to have anything to do with a hooker. And if you're a woman that's a prostitute, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. And anybody who's paying you, they're even stupider than you are. If you ask me if you're a man and some bimbo saying, oh, please send me money to feed my 10 kids. No. Tell them to go down to the child support court and tell them to get child support out of those babies' fathers, who is legally, biologically, by the laws of nature, responsible for those offspring. If you are fellas out there involving yourselves with these bimbos, then your paycheck should be automatically drafted to pay for the spawn that you created. I mean, most of them are demon spawn according to what I've seen anyway. You should pay for your spawn as Satan you created. Every one of you guys. I don't care what, I have a wife. Well, you know what? You shouldn't have went and laid with some prostitute. Or some barmaid or some whatever she is. I just don't understand it. Why do men that are married cheat? I thought the whole point of having a wife in the house was for her to do all those things. Including bear your children if she's able. That was the whole point of it. Why would any man who has a woman at home support prostitutes and their 10 bastards? I don't understand it. That's the whole point of having a wife. That's supposed to be her role. That's supposed to be her duty to provide you with heirs, to provide you with companionship. But you in turn are also supposed to work with her together to better both your lives. I don't know why I'm going off on this tangent. But it's like everything in society favors the elderly and favors people with children. But most of those people with children are prostitutes with 10 baby daddy. 10 baby daddy that don't pay one bill in child support. I feel sorry for those 10 babies that came out of that hooker. I think if you're arrested for prostitution, your tube should be legally tied. Like I said, at some point, we're literally going to have a bastard military because all the people filling the military roles are going to come out of bastards. Are going to be born bastards. And that's a biblical term for a fatherless child. So all these 10 bastards that are born out of these hookers, well, that's going to be the military soon. A literal bastard army. But like I said, the military doesn't care who they take anymore. They just want cannon fodder. It's kind of funny. The military used to have standards. You couldn't be flat-footed. You couldn't be this. You couldn't be that. But yet they'll take every unwanted bastard in society. Way to go, Way to go, military. Way to go, police department. You have a platoon of bastards who weren't raised with any control of behavior because there was no father around to paddle their rear end when they stole candy at the grocery store or broke a window at the neighbor's house. I think that single parenting should be shamed. It should be shamed. It should be looked down upon. They're trying to make it shameful again. They shouldn't have never let it be this way in the first place. And anybody who's like, oh, democratic socialist, no, fuck democratic socialist. I'd like the next, like I said, Wrath of God keeps hitting these democratic cities for a reason. He's trying to tell you guys you picked the wrong politician. Only problem is obviously the guy's aim must be off because Madani's address has even been on the media. Why can't God hit a damn target? Madani, Newsom, he knows where these guys live. Why does he strike them with cancer or something? Something to open their eyes to valuing life, to valuing other people. And I say this as a cancer survivor. It does change your perspective on what life is worth. Maybe more people that act like Mandami, that act like Newsom, that act like Walsh, that act like Bass, maybe they should have some kind of near-death experience or something to make them appreciate human life more. Like I said, there needs to be more of a wrath of God. God needs to bring a lot more people to valuing their existence. He needs to strike a lot more people down. He's not working fast enough, in my opinion. He needs to work faster. He needs to bring a lot more people to their knees. And Trump, what I say. America's not great for me because I can't even save $10 because everything costs so much. You only give me $1,049 a month. Oh, you only give all of us that are like that much money. Overdraft it to the bank just to keep some food around, just take my medicine. So where's my great America? Or anybody else like me? Getting blocked out of housing, getting blocked out of food resources. Where's the great America for the disabled? Where's our great America? Like I said, it's never fucking been goddamn white privilege. It is fucking rich privilege or well-off privilege, whatever. They say whoever has the gold makes the golden rule. I wish all your goddamn gold would fucking melt, every damn one of you sons of bitches.